well, one hopes. Now that No More, Joe Perry and Aerosmith from the band's 1975 album, Toys in the Attic. Possibly my favorite Aerosmith song. It's certainly up there near the top. It's also Steven Tyler's favorite Aerosmith song from their vast catalog of music. So I'm in good company here with my admiration for this track. No More is a bit of a deep cut from Toys in the Attic and not one of Aerosmith's more high-profile tracks of the 70s. But she's a damn good one, let me tell you, with just a killer opening guitar riff in open E5 tuning from one Mr. Joe Perry on this one. Really good stuff, from far and away my favorite era of Aerosmith's body of music. So then, without further ado, let's close in here a little bit on the fretboard, quickly discuss this rather unorthodox tuning, and then we'll dig into how to play it, yeah? Good then, so the very first thing we need to talk about, obviously, is this rather unorthodox open E5 tuning. A tuning I've never come across in my life until I sat down to learn this track. Every string on the guitar is tuned to either E or B. E, B, E, E, B, E. So from standard tuning, your low E string, your B string, and your high E string stay the same. It's the A string, D string, and G string that need to change. You need to tune your A string up to B, your D string up to E, and your G string down to E. So your D string and your G string are tuned exactly the same. So that is the tuning. So get yourself in tune and then we'll begin. Alright, so the track starts with this very cool opening riff. And we're going to repeat that 3 times at the beginning of the track. All of these chords, you know, you're picking out arpeggiated notes out of these chords, and these chords can all be played with one finger because of the open tuning, right? So it starts with a slide into the 5th fret of the low E string, and then you're going to go open A, open D. Now you're going to go back up to that 5th fret and back down to the A. And now we're going to go down to the open B string on the upstroke and then catch the open G string as well. Kind of like that, right? Now we're going to go back to that 5th fret of the A, pick it, and then move it back to 4. And then we're going to do the exact same picking pattern in this position. Except when we get down to the open B string this time, we're not going up to the open G. We're going to go back up to this note at the 4th fret and slide out of it. Off to an open power chord, or the open top 3 strings, basically. Like that. And then you're going to let that sit for just a split second, and then you're going to catch the bottom 2 or 3 strings on the upstroke. Right? So that is the opening riff. And then we're going to drop into this. Just a little blues progression here, 1 finger power chord, bar chord here, 7th fret of the low E and the A string, and then we're just going to bounce off this 9 on the A string twice. Just like that. And then you repeat the riff again. So you repeat it twice exactly the same way. We're going to go back into this one more time. And then this time it changes. This time we drop into this. So, power chords, 1 finger power chords, 5 to 7. So single hit, double hit on the 7, and then back to 5, back to 7. Move the whole thing back to 4/5, do the exact same thing. Back to 5/7, exact same thing. And then the last time we're going to start it on the 7. And then we're going to move into the verse, right? So that is that section. And then the very last time before moving into the first verse, you can hit that bar chord there 2 or 3 times. And then we're into the first verse. Now, Brad is just, I think, just strumming on the open chord, right? Just kind of like that, while Joe is doing this. And repeating that twice. Little chords here. I don't know what these chords are. I think it's B to A flat to F sharp to open, right, to E. But the chords that we're using here, because of the open tuning, do not look like any normal chord shapes. So this is a D major shape, right? But it's not D major because of the open tuning. But that is the first chord that we're going to use, starting with a little down, up, down. And then you're going to go off to just a bar at the 5th fret. On the upstroke, you're going to catch that chord. And then you're going to drop into this chord here, 5, 4, 4, on the upstroke. And then you're going to move back to the 2nd fret. Basically just the G string and the D string on the upstroke. And then just off to open. You're going to catch the open G and D. And then on a downstroke, you're going to catch the bottom 4 strings. Kind of like that, right? And you repeat that twice. Before moving into that. So again, little blues progression here, bar chord at the 7th fret, little down, up, down, bounce off the 9 here at the A string. And you're going to repeat that twice. Now, there's a little difference here between the first little progression and the second one. The first one is a down, up, down, before you bounce onto that 9, right? And then off and back on again. The second time is more of a down, up, down, down. So the first one, down, up, down. The second one is like that, down, up, down, down, right? And you repeat that twice. Before dropping into the verse again. And when you're playing that, you can be catching the open E string along with it, right? So the top 4 strings. So you repeat that 3 times for the first verse, 2 times for the second verse. Now at the end, before moving into the main riff again, where we're coming out of this, right, you repeat it twice, and then you repeat it 1 more half measure. That's once. That's twice. Now 1 more half measure. Before dropping right back into the main riff again. And then right back into this. And then into the second verse. And again, like I said, the second verse, you only repeat that twice. And then we're back into the main riff 1 more time. And we're going to repeat it 2 times at this point in the track. At this point, we're going to jump up here to the bar chord and just hammer on that a couple of times. and then back into the main riff. And then back into this again. And then we're into the bridge, and the bridge starts with the same chords that we were playing during the verses. Twice. Now we're going to take that exact same chordal progression, move it up here to the 10th fret position, and we're going to drop the low E string out of the equation. Right? 10, 12, 12, off to the bar, back it up to this little augmentation, 10, 9, 9, 7 off to 5 bar, with a double hit, right? Twice. Now move the whole thing up 2 frets and do the exact same thing. Except when you move it up to this position, 10, 14, 14, when you get back to the 9th fret bar, then we're going to bounce back to the 7 and slide it back to 5, slide it back to 4. Kind of like that. And then we're going to grab a double stop here on the D, G, and B string at the 10th fret. Hit it twice, and then just drop into the power chord there at the 7th fret. Right? So let's run through that whole bridge section. And then we're back into the main riff. And this leads into the outro solo, which we're not going to cover. It's just a typical blues lick outro solo that goes on for like 50 or 60 seconds. Nothing really super iconic about it, you know. Joe never plays it the same way twice. Know that it's in B, so he's just riffing on, he switches guitars actually. He does not play the solo on a guitar in open G tuning. If you watch him live, he'll take his telly, throw it behind his back, and grab a different guitar in standard tuning. Just lots of blues licks, double stops and whatnot, you know, here in this position here at the 7th fret. You know, I can't play it on this guitar, but it's a great solo just to improvise some blues playing and for the outro. So we're not going to cover it in this tutorial, but I will show you what's going on underneath the solo, the rhythm parts. So it's very similar to what we were playing earlier. We're coming out of the main riff. And here's what's going on underneath the solo. Right, so again, 5/7 power chords, same as we did earlier. Off to 4/5, but this time it changes up a little bit. We're going to go 4/5/4 open, and then we're going to grab the 3rd fret of the low E and do that. So grab the 3rd fret, off to open, bottom couple of strings, and then drop into the power chord at the 7th fret. And then you can do that little bounce off the 9, right? And that just continues on for about a minute. And there you have it, my friends. That is how you play No More, No More by Joe Perry, Steve Tyler, Brad Whitford. and the other guys, I can't remember their names right now, of Aerosmith. I certainly hope you found that helpful and accurate. I think it's pretty close. If you did find this helpful and enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be awfully kind. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may find you, and we will see you next time. Cheers.